Hey guys.
Wrong way.
Huh?
I was going to follow up, but you went that way.
Well, yeah, because you hit here and
Right,
hit that one then.
All right.
Good?
Just go.
All right. Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of Black Horse Forge podcast. I'm your host, Sergio Rangel, with my co-host,
Carter Harrelson.
Obviously, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
And all that
exciting.
stuff.
Did you do anything fun?
No, not really. I've got 5 kids, so it's a little hard to get out and do the cool adult stuff. But we do have a tradition that we whoever doesn't stay up before the ball drops gets a makeover. So you usually get
I was
John
wondering
on.
why you look prettier today.
Yeah. It's the beard's gone. A little sad. Got a haircut. The wife decided if you get a haircut, you got to shave too. So new year, new me, I guess. How about you? How was your
hashtag?
How was your New Year?
It was pretty good. It was low key. Normally we go to North Carolina to my mom's for New Year's. We didn't do it this year because of the COVID, and I'm on the inauguration team, stuff like that. So not allowed to travel. Gotcha. But it was real low key. Stayed up, watched the ball drop, and went to bed.
Cool.
So
cool.
Here we are.
Yeah. Well, like I said, welcome back. Happy New Year to everybody. So obviously, New Year. We talked about all the new classes that are coming out. So we're going to dive into those and kind of just really explain, hopefully, a little bit more about those classes. And they're filling up pretty quick. We've got a couple of them already. I know the railroad spike, at least one of them has sold out. And
the civilian railroad spike class is sold out, right?
If it's not, it's pretty close. So if you're a civilian, you have no military affiliation, and you're interested in making blades or just blacksmithing, check it out on our Eventbrite page. The link will be below in the description or on our Facebook page as well. So talk about the advanced knife class.
Yeah, so that's one I really look forward to. Last weekend we did a basic class, had 5 guys. It was a lot of fun. That's kind of our bread and butter, the introductory classes, but I really enjoy getting to the advanced knife classes. What's different about it now is it used to be a 2-day class. Mm-hmm. Now we're switching it to a 3-day segment, and it's not 3 full days, it's 3 4 to 5 hour segments. And the first day is going to be on the next weekend. I'm sorry, the weekend after next.
Right, January 23rd.
January 23rd.
Right.
We're going to start and do the forging and the
profiling
right. Of the knives, getting everything look and shape like it was. And if we're lucky in the time frame, we're going to get it hardened.
Okay.
After that, our next class is on the 28th. And then we'll be doing the hardening and the tempering and the beveling and basically making your metal look like an actual knife. It's going to look like it, and then we're going to give it to you, take it home, temper it. After that, we're going to come back again on February 4th, and we're going to do the nitty-gritty fit and finish work, the hand sanding, putting the handles on it, doing the final shines and buffing and sharpening and edging. And it's really a lot of fun. It doesn't sound like a lot of fun, but a lot of people think that the forging day 1 is going to be the hardest work, and you see a lot of people on day 3 going, "Oh my goodness, this is getting tired."
Oh, absolutely! I've gotten to the end of the knife, putting the butt cap on my knife, and I've about ruined it. And I'm like, "Oh man, it's that fit and finish that is the bread and butter of that knife."
Yeah, that's where the fine details come in, and you learn a lot of stuff, and where you learn a lot about yourself, trying to find out, okay, well this is what is need to be done, and if you see it, a lot of people don't see them right at first.
Right.
I remember my first knife was a complete disaster.
Yeah.
Now that I look back at it, and I just kind of laugh, but I still keep it in my box. So,
yeah. No. So if you sign up for the class, you need to sign up for all 3. You can't just sign up for the handle part or the hardening part. You sign up for the first one for day 1. Make sure you are able to do the second day and the third day, because they all work together. You're all working on that same knife from beginning to end.
Yeah.
So
you don't want to sign up for day 2 and show up and have nothing.
Right. And obviously our open forge nights are every Wednesday from 1 to 9. Make sure you go on the Eventbrite and register as well. That way we can keep track of the amount of people who are coming in. Obviously with the COVID restriction, we need to make sure we stay under those numbers. So like I said, the railroad spike knife, that class is at least the February 6th class is sold out.
Correct.
But that is also a good one, because you actually leave, most of the time you leave with a finished knife. for the most part. You just need to temper it when you get home, and you're
Right.
maybe some final sharpening and some hand sanding.
Yeah, generally you need to go home. It's hardened. It looks pretty. You need to go home and temper it and come back on like an open forge or whenever you get the chance and put the final details on
Right.
it. But you'll go home with the sharpened, hardened knife. But you do need to do that extra step.
Gotcha. No, the one I like the most, and I actually might be helping out with this one, is the artisan metal class. Can you tell us a little bit more about that one?
Yeah, so the artisan metal class, it actually varies in what we do. I'm not sure. I'm not teaching that one, so I'm not sure what's on the schedule for that one. It's a surprise, I guess. But one of the things we have done is the hook sets.
Right.
You'll make 3 hooks and I don't even know what you call it. It's like a rack to put them on. You hang it on the wall. So it's actually pretty cool. Yeah.
I asked him because he's the director of the Cadre, so it was more like a little test for him as well.
I know what it is, right? I just don't teach him a lot.
For the artisan class, we're gonna teach you.
Look, Jay's coming on in a minute. We'll just get him to talk about it,
okay? I'll talk about the tapering and twisting and creating leaves and bowls and stuff like that. Something a little bit different than just your basic.
Right. So it's basically
blacksmithing
taking
class.
your basic blacksmithing class a step further and actually creating that hook you learned how to make or that cross you learned how to make and put it into an actual sculpture, an object,
Right.
or something you can functionally use at home.
Now, the last class that we have on the in March, which is March 27th, is a tool making class.
Yeah. So a lot of those tools we make are hammers, punches, and chisels and stuff like that. That'll be up to the instructor. I think it's Harvey Wolf.
Yeah.
So he'll be out here, and he's a really great smith.
Yeah.
He's a very traditional smith, very good at it, very loves it. Has
Coal
passion
forge
for
guy.
it. Yeah, coal forge guy. He's really dirty a lot of times. That's from the coal forge. But he makes a lot of punches and stuff like that. Check him out. He'll be out here for that class.
Yeah, really, really good. Again, I believe there are still some civilian spots for the railroad spike knife class. It's on March 6th. Check it out. Obviously, register. It is a paid class, but all the proceeds from that class come back to the forge, which benefits obviously the service members and first responders and the family members as well that come to the forge.
It
with
also
metal
helps
stuff.
us do more classes for you, the civilians, as well, because the metal's not free and
Right.
stuff like that. So it really, it's a good cause. Come out, check us out. A lot of people have been asking, so we decided to throw it in there.
Yeah. So as you see, the classes are right up here. We will put the link in the description below as well, and obviously check us out on Facebook. All right, guys. So the classes are obviously on our Eventbrite. Link below, like I said. So joining us tonight is Steve Hotz, the president of Black Horse Forge, and Jay DuPriest. He's one of our Cadre members. So these guys went down to J.W. Randall's knife class. Steve, Jay, can you guys tell us a little bit more about, one, what you learned down there and how you're going to pass that on to the guys, the men and women that are going to come here and learn stuff?
So with Black Horse Forge, we try to, continue our education for us so we can pass it on. And Ben Pittman has been mentoring us recently, and we had an opportunity to go to J.W. Randall's in Shreveport, Louisiana. And if you don't know, J.W. Randall was the one that won the International Forge and Fire Contest, and he's a Master Bladesmith. So to have an opportunity to work with someone of that caliber, was a privilege, and we learned quite a bit there. We went with open minds because, it's intimidating to be around someone at that level.
I bet.
When we're here at this level, and, he's like, you're like, keep all your knives hidden. You're like, I don't want to show him anything. But very generous, very open, just solid earth, great person. And he taught us quite a bit. So what I want to do and bring back to everybody is all the techniques and those things to show everybody to take the craftsmanship to the next level. And there's a small group of us right now that we've kind of formed another par group with Ben Pittman, and we're all trying to work towards our journeyman and then Master Bladesmith certifications. So for me personally, I learned a lot of new techniques, and with knife making, if you're into that, one of the things that you always find is you know, you have to fix problems. There's not a perfect knife, as JW would say. And then, you know, to make it nice and feeling good, and he'll tell you this too, we felt the pain, the hand sanding, and all the fit and finish things that you look at, and then you really start picking it apart and you become really critical of your work. But you're inspired to see the work that he showed. And when we were at dinner with him one night, he showed us a lot of his work, and it was just incredible. You know, he even made a little 32 caliber Damascus pistol, cap and fall. So, you know, it's unlimited to what you want to do. And then seeing that now when you're at that level and you're taking the next thing, it's just not making a knife. You're kind of planning, you're making the steel, there's a lot of forethought. You're really looking at handle materials. You're searching for really specialty stuff that's going to make you more unique in what you're doing. And then, you know, for us and myself, trying to find our own style and stuff like that, and you know, perfect that. You know, each time you do it, you try to get a little bit better in each one. And I think, you know, for me personally, I was really satisfied with what I created. I was more satisfied just in the knowledge that I gained, and we hope to share that. It was a lot. I mean, I think we started at 7 a.m. and went to early night was 10.
Yeah.
Wow.
And, you know, midnight, you know, burning and doing that. So it's a lot of hours put in. So we're going to try to break that down and maybe like seminars.
Yeah.
Where you could come and we're going to do little demos and show you that. Or, you know, maybe I can get Ben up after he does his testing and gets a little break, or some other people, and we're going to show you some grinding techniques and different things like that. So it's going to be more seminar kind of based on specific things that we learned to break this down. And then, you know, as we have the forge, or the people working on the stuff they learned, we'll be able to help, because otherwise we're going to have to build bunks in here, build a bunkhouse, you know.
That's future. That's
future.
That's future.
Yeah, future.
I've been waiting on that for years.
I know. Hammocks, you know, whatever. But, you know, to take it to that next level, I think it's real important for everybody that we want to do that. You know, and it doesn't have to be to the level that I want to go to be a master bladesmith. Just perfecting your craft, making quality stuff. And learning all that. He showed us some other really cool techniques on finishing with niter salts and some other things. You know, we'll get a little more under our belt on that, and maybe show some techniques on that kind of stuff. And then everybody can take it to the next level.
Yeah, just talking to you guys, when you guys were down there and seeing the pictures you guys sent, and then getting back, you guys were saying it was just, you know, information overload, and some of you guys were like, you know, jotting down your notes. So Jay, what is the one big thing that you're going to take away and kind of just help with the guys, and like I said, the men and women that are coming here at the Forge? What's the one thing that you think you got there that you're going to be able to bring back?
Just be able to start fixing your mistakes, because you're always going to make mistakes and little things that happen, because again, we're not master bladesmiths like JW. A lot of things he came over, I tried to throw my knife away at least 3 times, and once was when the handle was on it already. So but he goes through
I told you that finish part.
Yes, there's real pain. Just to be able to fix the mistakes, and to reiterate, the class was great, and he went through and he showed us how to do things, and sometimes to the point where he was doing it, but he was showing us as he was doing it, not just doing it for us, because he wanted us all to leave with a nice knife.
Right.
And step by step by step by step, every little thing, and telling us how to do it correctly. Even stuff we learned prior that we went there, he had us modify while we were there. Again, you guys know, there's more than one way to do it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
But this was just a bit more streamlined way to do it.
Yeah.
And just to be able to show everybody as they're going through the class, you can make mistakes. Sometimes you make catastrophic mistakes, and you have to start over.
But like when people come here during open forge nights, they're like, "Oh, I just messed that up." It's like, look. If you're a fan of Bob Ross, think of it as a happy accident. It's not going to end up exactly the way you want it, but it's going to end up something better, probably, because you're just going to go from there and either fix it or modify it. And I love that. That's cool.
Yeah, it's also looking at it going, did you see what you did? Yes. Do you know what you did? Yes or no. And well, this is what you did. So are you going to do it again? No. So Now the next one they do is going to be better than the first one
Right.
they
You
did.
know, we have a saying in knife making: knife makers don't make mistakes. What do?
Make smaller knives.
That's right. We make smaller knives.
And as Dan Hatfield would said, learning was occurring. So
Yeah.
that was definitely, absorbing all that and then trying to purge all that and then get that information out to everybody is going to be real key. So look for
Absolutely.
that probably next quarter.
Yeah.
Some of those
Yeah.
things coming up.
I mean, just talking to you guys tonight, I'm just like, I wanted to pause and start writing stuff down and just go from there. I can imagine how you guys were,
Yeah, and I gotta say, I'm truly jealous that I wasn't able to get down there and go
Yeah.
with you guys and
Yeah.
Well,
spend time with JW.
I have some pretty good notes. So.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
hopefully
yeah,
you and I can get down there.
Yeah,
soon.
I definitely want to get down there. Just
Have you seen his notes?
I have
No,
not, but
yet.
I've
I'm
seen
looking
his
forward to
handwriting.
it.
But so I'm looking forward
Handwriting.
to. I'm looking forward to Dan's
Graphic
notes.
designer.
Yes, I'm looking forward to Dan's notes.
Okay.
His meticulous notes. I know Dan Hatfield went down with you guys, and between Steve and Dan, I'm pretty sure I can put the pieces together.
Let's just go
As long as he has pictures, I'm pretty sure I can decipher what's going on
Yeah.
there.
Let's get down there one day.
That is definitely
We're
on the
down
bucket list, especially with me. I want to be I'm with part of the ABS as well, and I want to get to that point, and that's going to be huge. I mean, I know you guys have seen your knives, and we're going to see them in a minute. Those things are just fantastic.
Yeah, so I mean that level of doing that and taking your time with it, not rushing with things, is really key in doing this. And when it's done, all said and done, it's amazing. And even on Friday, we had an opportunity to kind of do some extra things and kind of forge another knife and everything. Things went quicker, so we were applying what we learned in the last 4 days, and then he was throwing some other things and showing us some Damascus and some other techniques that we'll do some stuff like that too. And once again, everybody that wants Damascus class, I think what we'll do is we'll do a process, we'll make a billet, and everybody's in the class will leave with a billet and, and an understanding of how to do it.
Right.
It's just very labor intensive sometimes to make
It's
it.
a long day.
So those kind of things, if you learn the technique and then we can start applying it a little bit, everybody can walk away with some really great things and push to another limit, with everything that we're trying to do here.
Cool.
Stepping up the game.
So you got your knife out here.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking about it, but let's just.
So
definitely, show it. Definitely, I want to show it. I know you got Dan's here. Dan couldn't stay here for the podcast, but
Wow.
So that's Dan's. What was that wood? Black ash?
Black ash.
Black
Yeah.
ash.
So once again, you're looking at really
Beautiful.
so
awesome materials.
I know we're looking at these like this, so we're gonna I give you guys a close up of these so you get a better look. I know we've posted these on our Facebook as well, but some of you guys that for some reason don't follow us on Facebook, we'll see the video on YouTube and you go get a little longer look at these. I mean, no pun intended, but these are pretty sharp looking.
Yeah.
Man.
Yep.
And the thing about JW is he really enjoys instructing, and he enjoys being a part of people's future, and he really looks forward to seeing what people do after his class. So when you see the enthusiasm in your instructor like that, it just makes you more enthusiastic.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we tested all these before finishing them, so they had to pass a test.
And I saw that you guys sent the video to me, and I saw Dan. It pretty much looked like it was finished, and he's about to chop the wood, and you can see the hesitation in his face. Like, I just finished a week-long class making this one knife. I don't want to mess it up. And he still, I mean, he chops through the wood, no problem. But it's cool. It's cool and it's fun at the same time to see that hesitation on his face. But you can see that JW is like, yeah, go ahead, do it. You're good. I got faith in you. So it's cool.
It's not only the wood, it was Osage, which is hard, super hard. I think it's the hardest wood in North America. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But anyway, we had to cut a 1-inch wedge through it and not have it break or chip or roll and maintain the sharpness before we could move forward.
All right. Well, I want to keep you guys on for the remainder of the podcast. So, obviously, Steve's a big reason why the Forge is what it is, and kind of moving forward. We have a lot of people interested in just classes in general outside of the veteran and first responder community. I know my family, we have homeschool kids. So my wife's a big part of the schooling, social media outreach and everything. And she's been seeing a lot of people asking about uh, blacksmithing for their kids, woodworking. So we kind of put some feelers out, and they're interested. So myself and Steve, and I'm going to get with Carter and Ed. We're creating a curriculum for at least 6 weeks or 6 days, where the kids will, come in, they'll learn the basics of blacksmithing, they'll understand the safety and things like that. So I just think it's awesome that kids at a young age are interested, especially with Forged in Fire, things like that. I mean, just a resurgence of that maker community coming out. So
Yeah.
I think it's just, and Steve, I know I've talked to you about it before with the homeschooling. I don't know, what are your thoughts on it?
Yeah, with a lot of COVID obviously has changed a lot of things, and we were kicking around the idea for doing the classes like that for the homeschool. We've been approached quite a bit about it, so we're gonna make it a formal and announce that, and and also we also realize with our mission, there's a lot of civilians that this will benefit too, and
Right.
we're looking at how to expand that program. Even I was contacted recently, but it's another veteran type thing with a program down at DCU. So hit us up. We're open to ideas. We want to expand things and partner
Absolutely.
with people to help our community. I'm excited to do the homeschool classes, and that's not going to be beating metal. They're going to learn the metallurgy about it and
Right.
why they're doing certain things,
Absolutely.
and putting together some fun projects with the wood and the metal, combining stuff like that, which hopefully will be lifelong lessons down the future. It's problem solving, making the tools to make the tool to make the project,
Right.
self-reliance,
Yeah.
and stuff with that. And we'll do some fun things with it too, and see how that goes. And if there's someone out there that has any more ideas, hit us up on that.
Yeah, absolutely.
We'd love to hear your input about that, or if you want to sign up, let's start getting a list together, start hitting us up so we can start making the schedule, so we can
Yeah.
fit everybody in schedules and stuff like
Yeah.
that. And we'll make it happen. We're trying to be as proactive as we can with everything we do, and move forward. I think the homeschool is one of the things. Expanding programs. I've always wanted to get into the schools myself, and lack of a better word, we've lost our trades so much.
Yeah.
And show trades a little
Yeah.
bit like
Yeah.
that.
As I was doing my the learning objectives and putting that stuff, the program together, and my wife's like, "Do you know this stuff?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't go to the forge just to beat on hand." So it was cool to see her kind of like, "Wow, you're actually retaining things about the forge, about everything on the anvil, all this stuff." And obviously my son, my oldest, he's getting into blacksmithing, and she feels a lot more comfortable now that I've gained this knowledge from Steve and some of the other Cadre members coming here, and to be able to pass them not only to him but those homeschoolers and other people that that are able to come to the forge. So
It's a master craft, and it's an ever learning experience. You learn from everybody. Even when I have classes that someone's never done it, they might do something that I would probably thought was wrong, but I see it works, so now I'm like, okay, I'll try it that way and
Yeah.
stuff like that. So you have to keep an open mind. There's certain things you have to do right, procedures, forge welding, there's temperatures and things like that you have to be aware of. But we learned some things even with forge welding with JW that blew our mind, and
Yeah.
we're going to share, so we'll keep that a secret.
Yeah.
Some of the things with the Damascus class is going to, if you're familiar with Damascus, you're going to be like, what? But we learned that those simple things like that, and passing that on. We want to keep the craft alive and keep things going.
absolutely.
That's the only way we can, sustain this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So-
what other things?
So you guys, obviously, last week or the week before, we posted some pictures of behind the scenes with the Fredericksburg Nationals. The video isn't quite done yet, so it was kind of cool. Just the initial idea was to get Gus, their mascot, to forge this bad axe, but they realized the hazards of his fur and everything. So they changed
That would have been a viral video.
yeah, it could have been. It could have been.
One way or the other.
But it actually worked out. I think obviously I haven't seen the video or anything yet, but it worked out because it allowed us to showcase the skills that we've learned to create a custom project. So from taking a traditional baseball bat and carving down the head to slide the axe on, to forging it, showing Steve and Amy, and I think Sean Stanko was there hammering away
And
as
Ed.
well, and Ed helping us out with the burning of the logo on the using black powder, which is phenomenal. Then obviously Dan Hatfield, who was also part of the guys that went down to JW's. So it was just cool. We hope to do a lot more like that, not just with the Fredericksburg Nationals. We're trying to build that relationship. Hopefully it blossoms into something where we not only see them here more, but are able to get down to the field and do stuff. And I know, Steve, you're working on something. Obviously, we're still kind of hush on it.
So yeah, we since doing this first custom build, we have another custom build coming up.
Right.
And we're gonna film that, share that. So I think that's gonna be fun. So look forward to other custom builds for other projects, for other charities or whatever. We're gonna push the limit on a lot of things and see what we can come up with. It's gonna be very creative. It's already blown my mind. So
Yeah.
I'm
No,
pretty excited.
absolutely. I every time I see it, I'm like, oh man, it's getting further and further, and I can't wait to obviously help out and do my part.
I like it too much.
for that.
I don't know if I'm gonna give it up. So
That's usually
they might have to have a picture. I'm not
that,
sure.
that's usually the way it goes. That's usually the way it
You gonna
goes.
sign it for him?
Yeah, I'm gonna sign the picture and send it. So this could be yours, but it's mine.
And obviously, if you have any ideas, if you have an organization that would be kind of cool, even if it's just a shot in the dark of bringing it to Steve, myself, or the Cadre guys. Hey, could you guys do a build with such and such? We can give it a try, and if it works, it works, and we can give it to the organization and say, hey, thank you for what you do, and all that stuff. So
Yeah, very cool.
so yeah.
Well, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yes, thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys for joining us.
Yeah.
I think we're
We're
ready to
wrapping
call
up.
this one
Yeah.
wraps. And if
What
you
is
haven't
this, 3 or 4?
This
This
is
is three.
This is 3.
If you haven't checked us out on Facebook yet, please do follow us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And if you like what we're doing, have any ideas, hit the subscribe button on YouTube.
Exactly.
You'll
Leave a
see
comment
us.
below. Obviously, you can reach us at info@blackhorseforge.com. Like I said, anything you've heard us talk about here and you're interested, whether it's a homeschooling or a custom project or whatever, definitely email us and spread the word.
We have a homepage and 2 Facebook pages, and that's a long story. Those Facebook pages are our Facebook pages. Unfortunately, technology and Facebook right now aren't driving, so we just maintain them both, and that's great. So whatever we share on one page goes on the other page. So follow either one. You'll get the information out there. You'll get some other information about can you make the cut contest.
Oh yeah,
Yes,
that's something
yes.
coming up.
Looking forward to that.
Hopefully, we'll have some more information on the next podcast. But until then, we'll see you guys later.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Have a good one.